Greetings. Happy Tuesday, December 15th. My name is Matt, and I am in for Dave today. If you don't already know me, I'm the CMO of Legendary Marketer. I have a photo up there, over there on the screen, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in a second. It's going to tie in. But if you're here, let me know that you're here. Let me know in the comments. Drop me a hey, hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. What's up, Jose? How's it going, man? Good to see you on here. We just chat. Well, we didn't really chat. We chatted via email yesterday. Preston, what's up? Tanya, Scott, how we doing? Joanna from the AZ. What's going on? Joey, who else is here? Let me know that you're in the house. Yeah, I love that name. Yoli, Callie, hey, how's it going? Courtney, Jorge, what's up? Benjamin, Dylan, good morning. Joshua, Nick, Trevor, what's going on? SoCal, Australia, Cleveland. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Quen, I think, from all the way from Shanghai. Awesome. Olivia, Rob, Margarita, Jay, what's up? Kara, awesome. Okay, what's up, Chicago? Love Chicago. Miss it. John, Gary, awesome. Travis from Wisconsin. Johanna, awesome. Aubrey's in Wyoming. What's going on? I love that cowboy hat emoji. Jason, what's going on? Lena, all right, cool. Hey, well, hope you guys are doing well. We've got a quick message today. We're not actually going to go that long. Yesterday, we went like 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. Today, we've got a little bit of a shorter message that I want to share with you, and we'll keep it nice and simple, straight to the point. I don't know if you could see this. Let me make this a little bigger. Here we go. Okay, so I wanted to pull this open. I was looking at this yesterday, and I thought this might be an interesting kind of fun thing to share with you guys. But basically, just a quick backstory on me, if you don't already know my story. Hey, if you guys can see my screen, can you just hit the little thumbs up button? Just there's on the live stream. Some of you are watching via replay, but if you're here live, hit the little thumbs up. Lets me know that you can see this. Okay. This is my professional sound studio from 2012. Kind of. the little lamp here. Let's see if you can see my clicker. Yeah. So this little lamp we bought at a Goodwill store for, geez, I don't know. I think we bought that thing for, like, I don't know, $10 or something, something like that. And you can see we've got pillows here. All right. And then, yeah, just a cheapo desk. I think we also got this desk off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for about $20. So, when we got married, my wife and I, we were, very much broke. But we were young. So I don't want to say that, we were in our, whatever, it doesn't matter. We were really young. We married 21, 22. And this was right when we moved to Denver. We lived in a small suburb of Denver called Littleton, Colorado. And we moved into this apartment. Basically, I'd never been in the state of Colorado before this. I don't think my wife had either. I don't think Catherine had either. Basically, what happened was, when I was in Chicago, I remember when we moved from Chicago to Denver. When I was in Chicago, I was picking up the phone and calling landlords of these apartments that were listed on Craigslist. And I was calling them up, just being like, hey, what's the feel? What's the vibe? Is this place open? Found the cheapest place we could. Is about $600 a month, $625, I think, or $700 or something. Yeah, $625. The air conditioner was a window AC unit for the whole 700 square feet or 600 square feet. I mean, it was small. And it was one window AC unit. And we could bear, sometimes in the summer, we like literally barely get enough cold air in there. But it was, whatever. You're young, dumb, and in love, right? And in that moment, Bear Valley is really close to there, Randy. In that moment, here's sort of where I'm going with this. In that moment, I kind of looked at this whole situation, and I looked at, kind of my journey. I had moments where I felt like I'm going somewhere. And then I had a lot of moments where I felt like I'm not going anywhere. Look at this setup right here. And I, here's just one interesting thing is I had a good mentor of mine, made millions online. He really sort of guided me less in terms of skills and more in terms of sort of the mindset that happens around money and reprogramming our mind to be open to making money, right? When we grow up lower middle class, it's hard to embrace making money sometimes. And so we sabotage it a lot, right? So, but my mentor, basically, he made his first million on essentially this setup. What he would do is he would prop pillows up, he would get lamps right next to the computer, and he didn't have any professional microphones, and he would just sell that way. And this is back in 2008, 9, 10. But what that taught me is he had zero shame about that. Okay. Zero shame. He had zero, any guilt, shame, nothing. He had no bad feelings about his ghetto setup of his laptop. And he just, that's what it was. He kind of embraced it. It became his brand. He took a lot of social media photos about it and sort of made fun of the gurus who had their ring lights and their special $800 microphones. And he just said, look, I don't need it. And so for me, I looked onto that situation, but I had a little more shame. And so I didn't have the ability to sort of take that on and view it that way. Right. And so this photo for me, and I have a couple others I'll share with you. This photo for me represents sort of a time, and I talk to a lot of you guys, and I watch a lot of your guys' marketing. I want you to embrace your strengths. I want you to embrace your story, and just completely, like the title says today, screw what everybody else is doing, right? Screw what everybody else is doing, right? If you do TikTok for 3 months and you learn, wow, 3 months in, I hate this. Well, screw TikTok then. Go find what you love to do, right? If you try YouTube for a year and it just doesn't seem to be working, well, screw YouTube and go find a different way to market. That doesn't mean that you ignore opportunity. Doesn't mean that you throw opportunity out the door. All that it means is that you play to your strengths, because creating content when you're working inside of your strengths is easy. It's effortless, right? So when I see this, okay, it represents sort of the moments early on for me where I was trying to be like somebody else. I was trying to emulate somebody else. I was trying to force my brand and my business into somebody else's sort of likeness, or whatever you want to call it. But for me, I mean, I made my first course. Actually, you can see right here. Here, check this out. Right here. I can't really see the title of the video, but you guys can see this is a software called ScreenFlow. All right. And this was shot almost 9 years ago. I still use ScreenFlow to this day, still use the same software, basically still use the exact same setup. This little tablet thing that I have right here. I don't know if you can see this, but I had to get a newer one because that one doesn't work on newer Macs anymore. Otherwise, I would still be using that same damn thing today. And I still have that notebook. Let me see. Yeah, check this out. I still have that notebook right here. It's always around. It's always here. Check this out. Check this out. You want to see something crazy? I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but this is the page. Okay, this is the page. It's kind of hard to see, but this is the exact page that has apartment listings on it. All right. For when we moved to Colorado. And you can see right here, it says $650 a month right here. Yeah. Oops. $650 a month. This is the same notebook that was sitting right next to me there. And I believe at the time, I think here's what I think, and I'm not positive, but I believe what I had open on my screen was when I first created a course online, I created it around SEO. And I created an entire, here you go. All right, here's my outline for my first ever course. Okay, it says we've got the Google Philosophy 101. We've got the biggest WordPress setup mistakes and how to cage the zoo. We've got writing content for your site and penguin free content. We've got backlinking philosophy. We've got advanced linking strategies, the secret sauce to traffic, Panda and Penguin, and my bonus slingshot method. So I've got basically this whole thing sitting there, and it helps connect me back. The reason I keep that around is it helps sort of connect me to those early days, making my first course. But I made my first $1,000 just like this right here, just in this shitty little setup. And so I used to hold webinars. Here's another good photo. I used to hold webinars in the living room. Well, we only had one room in here, but I used to hold webinars here. You can see this is the table I was sitting at over here with a little this is my parents' old dining room chairs. And, bought some, I mean, literally look at this setup. Here's my notebook again. Here's my whole setup. I've got a little HDMI cable going out to here so I can present. And I would hold webinars and try to sell high ticket products like that. Try is the key word there. Check this out. You guys can see, look at this farmer's tan right here. All right. I think I'm sitting in my, look at this. Look at this. How hilarious is this photo? I'm so glad my beautiful wife took this photo of me. I think that's a Mike's Hard Lemonade sitting over there too. Look at this. Look at this. Well, Mike's Hard Lemonade and a cheese stick. And then I've got just a pie. I mean, you guys think you came from the bottom. You guys think you came from the bottom. Well, just you wait. Yeah, I just, you got to grind it out and do what you got to do. But look at that farmer's tan I got going on. And I got my pillow stacks there. And this in that. So what I created during that time was a course called the First Page Formula. And and here's the thing. All that happened in Breakfast of Champions, I don't know about that, but all that I did in those days was I just studied and I got good at search engine optimization. And that would be the same thing as doing that with YouTube today, right? So YouTube's big and hot. I just, back in the day, Google was hot. The opportunity was in Google, but I was kind of like, all right, I'm going to nerd out and try to figure this out. I'm going to go crazy on it. And I learned how to rank websites really fast. I got a good result and I taught people. I said, hey, look, I've ranked a couple websites on the first page of Google. It wasn't even for huge keywords. It was like, hey, I ranked a couple sites on the first page of Google. Clearly, I have a little bit of knowledge on this. Let me share with you my course. And I sold a couple $100 worth of my course, maybe a couple thousand, something like that. But I stacked pillows around my computer because it was like sounded like a sound booth. Now you don't need that because you can buy better microphones. But if you just got a MacBook Pro or a Chromebook or whatever you got, you stack some pillows around it, stack them up, or some couch cushions or something. And suddenly you've got just like a nice little sound booth. And it sounds professional, sounds good. So anyway, I share all this because it's well, one, it's entertaining for me, but two, I think sometimes people forget that, Dave started from nothing. I clearly here started from nothing. At this time, when this was taken, I mean, we were, I don't know, 10 grand or so in credit card debt. And that only built for the next couple of years, even after I had made this first course. And just because I was investing and buying lots of stuff and whatever, and it finally hit a day, years down the road where we paid that all off in a day. But we got into this debt buying courses and buying all this stuff and whatever. And, some of it nonsense, some of it was great. Some of it helped me a lot. I learned a lot. And long story short, I eventually got to the point where I was selling courses selling different affiliate products, and it was a more well-oiled machine. But back in that day, and I want to encourage you guys, here's my encouragement, and I'll leave you with this. Back in that day when I was, looking like that, I had to learn, because I had a lot of shame issues. I had to learn how to embrace that moment, where I was in that moment. And the big kicker for me is I had to learn and teach myself to not give a damn what anyone else would think or would say. And that's still a struggle for me today. If you don't think that is, it is. It just is. I struggle with it every single day. But once you begin the process of learning, I just don't care anymore, right? That's a powerful statement. I'm done caring what people think about me. I'm done caring what someone's going to say about me and my online business, or me and my whatever, coaching business, consulting business. I'm helping a lady right now, a friend of mine, she's been doing this for a long time, but she does a health and fitness. And at some point you've got to just give up this sort of caring about what everybody else thinks, because it just doesn't matter. And I know people who are 30, I know people who are 50, 70, 90, people still care what others think of them. But at some point, look, I don't care how old you are. If you're 20, if you're 50, or if you're 80, you're just getting started. I mean, literally in 2020, if you're 60, 70 years old, you still have so much life ahead of you. So I just want to encourage you that, look, you have a lot of time ahead of you, but life is pretty short, and it's way too short to really care what people think of you. I look back at these photos sometimes and I'm like, ooh, I still am like, ooh, this is pretty tough. I mean, this is not a great look for you, Matt. But then it's like, you know what? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care what Tanya or Janine or King or Pat or Ashley or Randy thinks about. Who cares? What's the worst they would say? Oh, dude, what a loser. But none of you would say that, right? Why wouldn't you say that? None of you would say that. Maybe some of you would. But I know you guys. None of you would say that. Why? Well, because that's kind of a vulnerable thing. Like, oh, that's like that's like if you feel a little bit of like, ooh, maybe a little shame for sharing a photo. Most times people aren't like, wow, that's why you should be ashamed of that. Most people are like, hey, dude, like, yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there. We've all been in that spot. It's normal, right? So with where you're at today, look, embrace your story. Take lots of photos. Seriously, take lots of photos. If you create funny TikToks that suck and they're just a total fail, record it. Like, some of people's most viral TikTok videos are their outtakes, the videos where their dances fail, or whatever. Take lots of photos, document your process. At the very least, what you'll have at the end of the day is 20 years down the road, or 5 years down the road, or however long years down the road, you'll have a little keepsake of, hey, you know what? That was a time where I tried something and maybe it didn't work. Or maybe it took off and it crushed, and this was the beginning, right? Because I look back on this as, this was really the beginning. This is where I started building my skills to become a really good killer digital marketer, and started teaching people. Yes, Wesley, we're actually live. We're live every single day, Monday through Friday. These are the days where I really started to hone in and build my skills in a way that other people were sort of playing half-assed. They were kind of playing, I'm sort of in, sort of out. But this is the time where, for me, I really, really locked in. I mean, I went psycho mode on it. You can tell. Look at it. I went psycho mode on it. And it wasn't perfect. It never is. But look, in your early days, you're early on, document your process as much as possible. Play to your strengths. You don't have to care what anyone tells you or what anyone says. Entrepreneurship is a game that you can make up as you go. Like Scott wants me to be Google ads. I got psychotic on learning Google ads and search engine optimization and video creation and how to teach. I read books on behavioral psychology and how to teach people. How do humans learn? How does human cognition work? Right. And sometimes I would teach with my shirt off. Sometimes. Not in this case. I mean, if I would have saw that farmer stand, hell no, I'm putting a shirt on in this case. But yeah, I think I've done like TikToks and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, guys, hopefully you're having a good week so far. We're going to wrap up for the day. I don't know if that was helpful. If it was, awesome. Leave me a comment. If not, we'll try again another day. But I want you to embrace where you're at. Just embrace it. You don't have to stay there, but just embrace it. Know that it's part of your story. You can be discontent and embrace where you're at. You can do that. Sicko mode. You can be content, or you can acknowledge it's part of where you're at right now, but still have that lingering discontentment. Like there's more, you're still driving, you're still going, right? That's big. And that exists at every single stage. That exists for me when I hit six figures. My first year that I hit six figures, that hunger never went away from me. It's always the next level. It's always the next game. It's always the next thing. All right. So don't be scared that sometimes you're gonna feel like, well, now I'm, whatever. Now I've sort of done it. You can always push to the next level while acknowledging and documenting your process of where you're at, because someday down the road, there's a good chance you're going to want those photos. You're going to need them and you're going to use them, and it's going to inspire somebody. So, all right. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hey, Dave is live here tomorrow, Wednesday, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Eastern. He'll be live for the rest of the week. So, Scott and guys, probably keep your shirt on. I don't know. Maybe try a TikTok without it. I don't know. I'm not going to give you advice. One easy way to get around that is just do it by the pool. Okay. So that's a total hacker secret. If you're going to go shirtless, you have a total excuse if you do it by the pool. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take it easy. Happy Tuesday. Let's rock and roll. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Wake up, legend.